Welcome to my channel Accounts Accuracy. Children, I had already told you entire full sum will be explained to you in the next video. So let us see how a final accounts full sum is done. Actually, in the question, you get a trial balance and in the sum, you are supposed to make the final accounts. For that, basically, you need to know that how the adjustments, that is additional information which remain provided in the sum, that will be adjusted in the final accounts. So in this sum we are having all these debit side and credit side amounts of each and every assets and liabilities as well as direct and indirect expenses in the trial balance. All these will be transferred to trading, PL and balance sheet. So first of all, what you need to do, you have to transfer each and every items in balance sheet, profit and loss account and trading account, and then you have to find out the balances. So first what you will do, each and every items you will be transferring to those accounts in order to find out the net profit and gross profit or net loss or gross loss of the company. So here first item which is provided in the sum in the trial balance is capital. As you know, capital is the company's liability. Why? Because this is the owner's fund, owner's money. Actually, capital is the amount which company owes to entrepreneur. So this is liability, hence it will be shown in the balance sheet. I can show you. Here is your balance sheet. So three accounts basically we make: trading account, profit and loss account, balance sheet. But first of all, we transfer everything to those accounts. You can see here capital. I have already written here capital in the liability side because it is the amount which company owes to entrepreneur. So this is liability of the company. In the same way, the next thing which we have is the creditors. Creditors is also again the liability. Why? Because these are the people to whom company owes money. So that's why creditor is a liability. Again we have bills payable. As you know, bills payable is the amount which company owes to some supplier. Suppose company has taken raw material and company needs to pay this 500 amount to the supplier. The company has not paid the amount of cash, but it is required to be paid on some later date. So again it's a liability, it will be shown in the liability side. So these three you can see here: capital, creditor and bills payable. These three are the liabilities which I have shown here in the balance sheet liability side. So simply you will transfer the amount in the liability column of the balance sheet in your solution. Next we are having return outward. Return outward, by this outward you have to remember the amount out says that this is something is going out of the company. So by that it is clear that once whatever company has brought in is going out. So it is going out, that means it is the purchase return, because when it was purchased the raw materials had come in. Now company may return some of the raw materials back if it is not required or it's not up to the mark according to company's desired quality. So that is return outward. Return outward means it's going out. So again it's something which should be deducted from the purchases. So that's why you have to transfer it to the trading account and there you will deduct it, return outward, from the purchases. We are having purchases amount also, that is 10,500. From that we will deduct 500, that is return outward value. Again plant and machinery, this you will be showing in the balance sheet. You can see here balance sheet, plant and machinery is the asset. So you will make balance sheet and at the asset side you will write plant and machinery. In the same way you can see here sales is given, sales goes to trading account. You will write in the credit side of trading account. See here I have put it in the trading account credit side because sale is the value which needs to be shown at the credit side of the trading account. Again we have sundry debtors. Sundry debtors, debtors are the people who owes money to the company. So that is an asset of the company. It will be shown in the asset side. Drawings, you know that drawings is the amount withdrawn by the entrepreneur. So drawings needs to be deducted from capital. You can see in the balance sheet we have deducted drawings from the capital. Okay, so from capital we deduct drawings because capital is the amount of liability which company owes to entrepreneur, and if something is deducted from them that and it's taken by the entrepreneur, so it must be deducted. Again we have bank. As you know, bank is the cash at bank. So this is asset of the company. It will be shown in the balance sheet asset side. So you will post it in the asset side balance sheet. Purchases are shown in trading account. So here you will write purchases. We have already discussed it. Then we have return inward. Return inward is the value of inward. Inward tells that I and in tells that this is something. So this inward means this in tells us that something is entering into the company. So whatever was sold, that has been returned by the customer back if they didn't require or they found it damaged. So as it's entering inside the company, so this you need to deduct from the sales. It will get deducted from sales. Wages and salary and wages, anything you can get. So salaries, you have to remember, that is indirect expense which is paid to the permanent workers. But wages is the direct expense which is paid on a daily basis to the people who does the factory job. So that's why this wages we show in trading account, whereas salaries we show in PL account, profit and loss account. But you have to remember, if wages and salaries both are given together, then you have to check that what is written in front, wages or salaries. If it's salary and wages, then you have to consider that as salary, and if it would be wages and salary, then you will have to consider that wages. So accordingly you will put that in the accounts, that is wages. If wages will be first, that will be shown in trading account. If salary and wages will be given, then you have to consider it salary, and that will be shown in the profit and loss account. Then we have manufacturing expenses. You have to remember that manufacturing expenses are the expenses which are shown in trading account, because this is a factory expense for manufacture of goods. So this is direct expense. All the factory expenses we show in the trading account, and indirect expense, that after production whatever expense takes place, that is shown in profit and loss account. So this manufacturing expense is a factory expense, hence it will be shown in the trading account debit side. All expenses should be debited. Direct expenses we have to debit in the trading account. Then we have here bad debt. Bad debt is the amount of debt which hasn't been paid by the debtors. So this has become loss for the company. So that's why it's an indirect expense, and it will be shown in the profit and loss account as a indirect expense. You can see here I have shown direct bad debt at the debit side as an indirect expense in profit and loss account. Now here fuel and power, you may see 100 rupees is debited. That means it's an expense, and it's a direct expense because it is a factory expense, is used in factory for manufacturing purpose. So this is a trading account expense, and it will be shown in the trading account at the debit side as a direct expense. Now after that, the additional information is provided, and I would like to make you clear that additional informations will have two postings. So this closing stock will be posted at two places, one in the trading account. It is also posted at the balance sheet asset side. Now again we have depreciation. Depreciation is the amount which is the wear and tear which takes place in any asset. So if in plant and machinery depreciation has taken place, so it's a loss for the company. So this loss will be shown in the profit and loss account as depreciation on plant and machinery, and again it is also shown secondly in the balance sheet. How? We just deduct the value of depreciation from the amount of plant and machinery Next to that, we have write-off bad debt. This is write-off bad debt means it's further bad debt. So further bad debt value we just add with the bad debt value provided in the trial balance. You can see here we had bad debt of 200. In this only we will add this 500 extra amount because it's again a new bad debt which occurred for which company was not prepared. So that further bad debt will be added to the bad debt value and the final amount 700 will be shown in the final column. And this bad debt value will also, this further bad debt value will also be deducted from the sundry debtors provided in the balance sheet because this is the amount of bad debt which occurred again. So the second treatment of further bad debt will be in the balance sheet. So two places we will show for bad debt value. Next to that we have a sum of 40 rupees is due for repairs. So repair, we already had repair in the trial balance. Repair value is provided, that is rupees 50. So in this 50 rupees, the outstanding repair, that is a sum of due. Due means outstanding. It hasn't been paid. So now we have 50 plus 40, 90 rupees to be paid. Hence, in the profit and loss account, you will add this to the repair value provided in trial balance. So, this outstanding repair value will get added to repair value rupees 50. We will add the outstanding 40 rupees and show 90 rupees in the final column. So, this is how we will do the treatment and final column as rupees 90, and again it's an outstanding amount which is liability for the company, so it will be shown in the balance sheet as a liability outstanding repairs. Now after posting every transaction we have to do the totaling of each three accounts, that is trading account, profit and loss account and balance sheet. So first of all we are going to do the totaling of trading account. Here we will do the totaling of debit side and credit side. So we are finding that our debit side total is 18,050 rupees, whereas the credit side total is just 500 less than 18,050. So this 500 will become the balancing figure and it will be written as by gross loss, and at the credit side the balancing figure will become our loss. Then diagonally we will transfer gross loss to profit and loss account, and then we will do the balancing of both the debit and credit column. But we can see in profit and loss account there is nothing at credit side, so balancing figure will be the net loss, and this net loss will get transferred to the balance sheet and it will be deducted from the capital account. And then the totaling of both side will be done. You will notice that both side total will be same, that is 7950. In this case here we have both the sides, total amount is 7950. So our sum is correct. I hope you might have understood. So this is how we do the treatment of final accounts with adjustment. For further sums, you may watch my next videos, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share my channel.